So we were just talking, and our last video sort of, spiraled into this discussion about idolatry, mainly within music, and the effects on that, and just how we feel on that. And I guess personally, to start with, I would say personally, I don't believe, like I said, personally, I don't believe in idolatry. I believe in, appreciating people's success or learning from their failures or being inspired by something that they do. But to idolize someone, to put them on a plateau that's above, everyone and yourself, and to worship them, I feel that that's just absolutely ridiculous.
Wait, is that what we mean, like a moral, plateau? I'm assuming is what you mean, just morally, this person's they can do no wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Like this person, I love everything about them. You don't even know them. You've met them maybe 10, a minute at Warped Tour, or not even that, 20 seconds, got something signed, you told them you love them, gave them a hug, they never said I love you back, you went on,
tweeted about it.
They probably said thanks, man.
100 more people came in line to the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Idolatry is so screwed in music nowadays, at least within the realm of, metal bands, kind of sort of metal bands. A lot of it, this big message, at least a little ways back, I remember Chris, the singer from Motionless in White, made this post about, why Motionless in White decided to, I guess, not sing about being yourself or something, because so many bands jumped on that train of be yourself, don't give up hope, blah, 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 blah. Not that they all don't believe that. It's more than just a coincidence that bands nowadays, every other band you see is be yourself, don't give up hope, don't let anyone tell you what to do. It's money, it's fame, it's popularity, it's fitting in with what's big now, and it's ridiculous. At least in my opinion. And now even going back to years ago, The Devil Wears Prada, one of my favorite bands, and this is one of the reasons why I like this band so much, is that years ago they, kind of brought it to light, but not enough people seem to listen, that idolatry is just ridiculous, The singer of Devil Wears Prada before, I read his book that he put out a while back, 1.5 Hearts, talking about how he's not a bad guy, but people come up to him after shows and they'll say, yeah, man, you're like my hero, I idolize you, or whatever, you're like my idol. It's just ridiculous, He's just a dude. And so many people will dip their, claws into this, idol, hero thing, and I basically feel that goes hand in hand with get a singer just, that's kind of what teenage girls will go crazy over, and get them to sing about being yourself or, having hope or something, and these empty words, and it's just, I don't know, I feel like a lot of music is just a joke because of that anymore, and idolatry within music is just, it pisses me off. And I could get so riled up about this. The way people treat not even musicians, a guy that can sing, kind of, and, oh man, this guy, some words that he said, it may have helped you personally, that's cool, not dissing that at all, but, I mean, he's just a dude. And, idolatry is just crazy in music. And, it gets these people to have these big egos and stuff, and it's just ridiculous. I mean, what do you guys think about that nowadays with bands, buying into whatever people, love about them? Even big radio bands, like, let's say, Avenged Sevenfold, they have leagues of fans,
I think kind of buying into the whole jumping on the train of hope and be yourself and friends and love people. I don't know. I'm not so with that. Do you want to do that? Let's just start doing that. Start writing songs about hope and love.
Fuck.
Be
a pussy. And Sam brought up a good point. I mean, that is kind of a coincidence. I feel the whole Warped Tour scene, we kind of brought this up in the other video. The whole Warped Tour scene's kind of on that. Like, I just saw Memphis Mayfire just announced a tour or whatever, and there's like the Word Alive's on there, and a whole bunch of these other bands. I guarantee you go to that tour, all you'll hear all night is hope!
And a bunch of teenage girls screaming.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying that, if you write about that, every once in a while or something, that's a terrible thing. But when I just feel like they're just doing it to do it. To hop on that dick. You know what I mean? To be like Attila.
Even Attila is all about, be yourself and stuff. They do it in a different style, but
it's still the same stupid
the
shit.
fucking singer cares more about his clothing brand than...
I mean, there are bands out there that I actually do believe that if, they stand behind what they write about. And that's cool, like, I don't know, August Burns Red. But, I think a band that just jumps to mind that, has these huge egos because people really like them, and they hopped on the Hope train is Texas in July. Those guys look like they just had the biggest fucking ego, and I've heard from many people that have met them because, they're very local to us, that they're douchebags. And just look at what they sing about. They sing about the same shit as the whole Warped Tour crowd.
Weren't they on Warped Tour?
Yeah, they were last year. I mean, they were only on like a couple weeks of it, but still, I mean, yeah, they're in the Warped Tour crowd. They're in that crowd of shit. But yeah, I don't really. I'm kind of with Sam. I don't really believe in idolizing someone. But I do believe that there's a huge difference between idolizing someone and respecting and being inspired by someone. Marty Friedman is my favorite guitarist of all time. And I respect and I kind of look up to him kind of as a guitar player. Like, he inspires my guitar playing. But I don't want to, fucking be exactly like him as a person. It's just he inspires my guitar playing. I don't hold him on this high status. He's not my god. I don't tweet about him all the time. I don't jerk off to him. I don't go to bed and cuddle with him in a fucking magazine or something. I don't take him and Dave Mustaine and David Ellison to sleep with me or something because he's in there. There's a difference in my mind between idolizing someone and being inspired by someone and, respecting someone.
Yeah, I agree with what both these guys says, the difference of respect and inspiration and not idolizing. I think idolizing is just something really stupid. To continue the whole topic with the whole hope thing that all these bands put out, if you have a song or two that's about it. But since it's kind of like a general musical theme for a lot of these bands with almost every song they write, it's like, you're trying too hard. You're making it seem like you don't care. Which, I mean, yes, a lot of people don't see that because that's all they care about, especially the teenage girls. But it's weird, people look up to these bands in which it's only some people, but then if you were to ask somebody else, they see just a band, which is really all it is. I used this when we were talking between videos. No matter how hard you look at Metallica, they're just a band. No matter how hard you look at Megadeth and like anything that they've ever done, they're just a band. No matter how hard you look at a lot of these bands, they're just a band. And then people are taking idolizing these people personally. And I don't think that's you shouldn't do that. Some of these guys are, again, there's no way to really prove it, but they're probably in it for the fame, the money, and things like that. They're hopping on the bandwagon just like everybody else, and it's like, it's part of the thing, again, connecting it to the other videos, why music's kind of become stale, that everybody's so willing to hop on these bandwagons just for the album sales and the ticket sales.
Yeah, and the bands that kind of sing about, stuff that, people will feel inspired and feel attached to, for them, and they're mostly in it for just the money and the ticket sales and all that stuff. They're kind of very easy to see through. And, if there's 10 bands, all writing about the same exact thing, it's kind of, the message just becomes a little bit more stale and not as, I guess, powerful or whatever. Yeah, and it loses all of its meaning.
I mean, there are bands out there that can do it. They can write an album, maybe have one song be about hope or something, and then the other 10, 11, 12 songs be about different things, different personal things that it's personal. Yeah, okay. I mean, it's cool if you really believe this stuff. If you really, that's what you want to write about. You want to spread your message. But, I mean, there are 10 other bands out there that aren't truly feeling that just make you look bad. I mean, I feel bad for the bands out there that truly do believe this stuff and, try to spread this message. Because, I mean, a lot of kids nowadays are just screwed up with their, I don't know, they think this is wrong with them and that's wrong with them. Sometimes they need, this band to help them through something. But it's just sometimes you, like Tyler said, you can see right through bands. At least a person like me, now, I'm not going to throw any names under the bus or anything like that in this video. But this person that I work with, they're friends with quite a few, you could say, relevant bands, maybe. They know, they've been to shows, they're friendly with people in these bands. And just talking to my friend, they told me a lot of crap about bands. That their personal experience, not, I heard from a friend, from a friend, from a friend of a friend. It's not that. It's personal experience that I've heard that just, it's ridiculous what some of these bands will say the minute they walk off the stage. Or the way they act, I'm not saying they're there like, ooh, all these fucking people, they're buying our shit, ooh, with their evil mustaches. No, it's just they don't truly believe that. I don't see why you're up there telling young, impressionable minds a lot of this stuff if you don't believe it. If you have no intention of, other than making a couple of bucks and staying relevant, I don't see why you don't just write about whatever the hell, because you probably get away with it with the way people idolize you. And it's sometimes good that you're putting this, positive message into what you're saying with these impressionable young people. But, I mean, if you don't have heart in it, then don't do it. I mean...
Yeah, because with the, because you're inspiring these people. It's like, and if you don't mean it, and then they find out, oh, they really don't believe this kind of crap, you just crushed somebody. In a way, everything they've once thought is kind of not true, and then it's like, you've just caused so much damage.
Okay. No, I've never listened to this band that much, really. But, Lost Prophets.
Oh, God.
There's a lot of people out there that I would assume that worship Ian Watkins, and now look at him, It's not... That's why I think adultery is not that great, because there could be someone like an Ian Watkins out there that's doing terrible things, that doesn't believe what he's saying, that's all hyped up on drugs, and you're worshiping him. You're basically worshiping him, and that's not cool to get yourself attached to.
Tim Lambesis.
And I think the worst person that people get attached to, personal opinion, of course, is Kurt Cobain. That is... You go everywhere in high school, and there's always that person that's just, feels like they're just sucking Kurt Cobain's
got their flannel on, got their
cock.
Nirvana shirt.
Looks like them.
Even he himself thought that he was just a person.
Yeah, reads all this stuff, believes everything, well, Kurt Cobain said this, and, no, that's not how Kurt Cobain was. I believe this because Kurt Cobain believed this. I want to do this because Kurt Cobain did this. I'm going to be Kurt Cobain. I hate that shit. It's just, I feel that he is when it comes to idolizing musicians, he is the absolute definition of people that of a person that gets idolized the most.
That shouldn't be.
That's, yeah.
Because he did, he was a drug addict.
Yes.
Things like that. It's sad that he died, but he's not poster boy for upstanding individual.
No.
No way, shape, or form. He's done some bad things. There's no denying it. So.
Yeah, and if you want to go through your life not being, like he said, poster boy or whatever, like, if you want to go through your life being a shithead, then, there are better people to idolize than Kurt Cobain. Go to Hitler or something, or, because at the end of the day, all these people are exactly that, just people. And it just kills me to see these people idolizing, like, at least a big band that I don't have a problem with. I think the band is generally listenable to me. Bring Me the Horizon. I have nothing bad to say about them. So far, anything I've ever heard about them is that they are cool dudes. The way people go crazy over Oliver Sykes disgusts me. It's a disgusting fascination. The dude just he's a dude, And to sit there and you can draw inspiration from it. It's all about moderation. If someone becomes a part of your entire life that you've never met, like earlier I said, you met him for, 10 seconds, Warped Tour, told him you loved him, 100 other girls behind you in line did the same thing. At the end of the day, that dude goes home to his girlfriend, who he's spending his life with, and he's a normal dude, and if he gets shot, he's dead, and, you see him as your future husband, or, this invincible guy that, you look up, you idolize him. If you look up to him, that's cool. Aside of idolizing people, how it's unhealthy, it's just annoying as hell to hear you talk about the same person over and 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 all day and all night.
And at least just from what I see, it could be different. I don't know. It seems like it's that group of bands like that same vein, same style or whatever. I don't see a whole lot of people worshiping Bobby Blitz from Overkill, idolizing him, or
Whitechapel.
Yeah,
because they're just normal dudes. They
Phil
act
Bozeman or a Corpse Grinder or something.
Yeah.
I don't see people really idolizing bands like that. It's mostly just these scene bands.
It's
the way that I can group them.
This band full of 5 dudes that aren't even that great musicians that are attractive to teenage girls. Not saying that that's their whole idea to begin with, but Sleeping with Sirens, Kellen Quinn, every girl is freaking crazy over him. And, looks don't mean shit in real life. Looks aren't going to save you from fucking anything. Looks won't stop you from being killed. A bus isn't going to come down a hill and say, oh, that person's attractive, this person's not attractive, I'll kill the unattractive person. Looks don't mean crap. And, just it bothers me. It bothers me. I feel that I needed to say something. Barely anyone's going to watch this video, as many people as they should. And if they do, they're probably going to end up being some huge Avenged Sevenfold, Kurt Cobain, of Mice and Men fan that's going to be like, you know what, this band saved my life. You know what? No. If any time that, you were thinking about ending your own life or something, no one from that band came and stopped you. You're the one that didn't end your life. You're the one that made it through the end of the day. You're the one that woke up the next day and went through the day. They didn't do shit for you. Their music was just, you know, a soundtrack to your life. They didn't save you from anything, and you're fucking stupid if you think they did. And that's the bottom line, because I fucking said so.
What's that?
Wow. Yeah. I got nothing else to add.
Sorry for the cussing.
Music is my life, man. It's life. Music is my life. I hate when
Life
people say
is
that.
life, not music. You want to talk about life?
Yeah,
Talk about life 1, life 2, life 3.
Oh, up to like
Music
5.
isn't life.
Yeah, life too. I mean, yeah, music is a huge part of my life, but it is not my life.
I do other things. besides
Unless, what if you're a touring musician? Is it technically your life? Because it's your
It's
livelihood.
your job. It's your passion.
It's your job, I guess.
It's not your life. You have other things going on in your life.
Yeah, it's like you're a musical.
What if you're Mozart and you eat, sleep, and shit music?
If you're Mozart, music is your life.
Well, if music is your life, wouldn't you just have to be a musical note?
There you go.
Pretty much.
We're all musical notes.
To sum up, music didn't save your life. You did. Musicians shouldn't be idolized because they're just people. And we're gonna end every video this way. Take another look at yourself and tell me, what do you see?
What do you see? This is entirely all opinion based. I just want to get
This
that
is all
out there.
fact. This is 100%
I just want to get it out there
USDA approved fact.
before someone comments very ignorantly saying, you know, you're stupid. If you feel differently, that's fine. It's whatever. We just wanted to get our thoughts out there on this, so...
If you feel differently, just go do something else and don't watch videos on YouTube.
Just take another
I
look
mean,
at
watch all
yourself.
of our other videos first, because that would be nice.
Yeah.
But then get off of YouTube.
If you feel differently, do like Border Messiah says and just take another look at yourself.
And, yeah.
Yeah, Blaze.
Drugs are bad, and say no to bad things.
Blaze.
Blaze.